Story 1. My sister's phone. My sister's name was Emily. She died on a freezing winter night. Car crash on the highway. Lost control when the road iced over. They said she died instantly, but I was the last person Emily tried to call. Her final message, sent at 2:47 a.m., was just 3 words. I'm scared. The message hit my phone at 4 a.m., almost 90 minutes late. Later, the police said her phone had been thrown from the car and lost signal, but that doesn't explain why the message came through right when I woke up in the middle of the night. For no reason. Emily used to be the only thing that made this apartment feel alive. 2 bedrooms, mine and hers, where soft indie music played all day and the scent of cinnamon candles drifted from under her pillow. After she died, I packed up all her things into a box, locked it, shelved it. But there was one thing I couldn't bring myself to touch: her old phone. 3 weeks after the funeral, at exactly 2:47 a.m., my phone buzzed. Incoming call. Emily. Profile photo, her smiling on the beach last year. Video call, no caller ID. I froze. My hands were trembling too much to hit answer. My brain tried to rationalize, virus, spam, glitch from an old account. But as the screen kept pulsing, a part of me needed to see. I picked up. The screen loaded slowly, like through fog. The image was blurry, but unmistakable. Emily was standing outside my apartment door, same cream-colored hoodie, damp with snow. Her long hair clung to her neck. Her eyes were wide, empty. She wasn't blinking. She wasn't looking at the camera. She was looking straight at me. Behind her, just darkness and snow falling against the wind. Emily didn't speak. She only raised her hand and gently touched the lens. I jumped up, ran to the door, and flung it open. No one. But in the snow, there were footprints. A long trail, coming in. None going out. I turned back inside. My phone screen was still lit. But now it was just static, black and speckled, then gone. I didn't sleep that night. I tried calling the number back. It didn't exist. 2 nights later, 2:47 a.m., another call. I didn't answer, but my phone opened the front camera on its own. Black screen. But for a few seconds, I saw a figure standing behind me in the reflection. I turned. Nothing. I took the phone to a store, asked them to check the software, the logs, the system data. The tech looked into it for 20 minutes, then asked me a question that chilled me. You said the call came in from which number? Because, according to the system, your phone made the call, and it dialed Emily's number. I didn't have access to that number. Her phone had been disabled. The SIM card, deactivated. I took the phone back, went home, removed the battery, smashed the phone, changed numbers. But a week later, when I returned to the apartment, Emily's bedroom door was slightly open. Her box of stuff moved. And on her bed, something I hadn't put there, her old phone, still charged, and with a missed call at 2:47 from my number. Underneath it, a message. No sender, no contact, just one line. You answered once. That's enough. Story 2. The voice on the deadline. I used to work the night shift at a 911 emergency dispatch center in Ohio, alone. Just me and a row of flickering monitors. We handled everything. Gunshots, house fires, even people calling in because of sleep paralysis. I'd heard it all kinds of fear, but I'd never heard a call from outside the map. It was a Tuesday night. Quiet, like most nights. Snow piling up against the windows. Wind slicing through every crack like a blade. The clock read 2:13 a.m. I was mid-sip of coffee when a screen blinked. Incoming call. No number. That happens sometimes. Private lines, weird VoIP calls. I hit accept. A man's voice came through, but faint. Really faint. Like it was muffled under layers of fabric. Hello, can anyone hear me? I sat up straight and opened the mic. "This is 911. What's your emergency?" "Can you tell me where you are?" There was a pause. Then the voice again, slightly warped, like an old cassette tape. I think I'm being followed. I don't know who, but I saw me." I glanced at the location screen. Blank. No signal. No area code. Just a flashing red message. Off net signal. No trace. I asked, "You said someone is following you? Is it someone you know? Are they armed?" Silence. Then, one sentence that locked my throat. "No. It's me. It's me. But not me now. Me later." I almost disconnected. Thought it was a prank. But the man's voice grew frantic. "Listen to me. If you can record this call, save it. Warn me. The version of me at age 34. I'm hearing myself call from a place with no exits. I'm trapped in a loop. Every night, I call myself. I don't know which night was the first." I asked immediately, "What's your name?" No answer. Just heavy breathing. Then, I remember the first night. Someone called me. Same voice as mine. I thought it was a joke. I didn't listen. But then, I started seeing myself in the shadows, in glass, in black screens. Bit by bit, he came closer. Each night. And one day, I became the one holding the phone, trying to call back. I scribbled on a sticky note. "Time? What year?" I read it out loud. His voice trembled. "I don't know. But the first time I saw his shadow, I was 34. My birthday. I nearly dropped the mic. I'm 34. I froze in place, listening to him go on. "If you don't hang up, if you keep listening, then you'll become me." I stammered. "Then what do I do?" Silence. Then the static grew louder, stretching like a scream. And at last, one final sentence, breaking apart as it came through. "Cut. All contact. No screens, no reflections, no signals. If you don't, he'll find your voice, then your eyes, then your hands, then your shape." I yelled, "Where are you? I can help if you just..." But the next reply didn't come from him. It came through my own headset. Same voice, but from behind me, "It's already too late." The call ended at exactly 2:47 a.m. Same timestamp as another call I've never told anyone about. The system didn't log the call. No recording. Blank file. I asked tech to trace the device ID. They sent me a bizarre string of numbers. No source, no country code. I searched the string on my personal laptop. Nothing. But 2 days later, when I opened Google Maps to check my home address, that string appeared in the search bar, autofilled. It led to a spot, deep in an unmarked forest in Nebraska. Just a red pin. Nothing around it. The location description was chillingly short. Reflection point. You see yourself, or something else that wears your face. I haven't used a smartphone since. No mirrors, no video calls. But every time I glance at my car window by accident, I see me looking back, half a second late. And every time, it starts at 2:47 a.m. Story 3. The caller who never left a message. I used to rent a room in a small house in suburban Oregon. The owner was a middle-aged woman named Margaret. A bit odd, but friendly enough. I had just gone through a breakup, lost my job, and needed somewhere to reset my life. The house was so quiet, you could hear a pin drop. Old, but tidy. Everything was in order, except for one small room at the end of the hallway that Margaret always kept locked. I never asked, never got curious. Until the landline in my room started ringing. It happened at exactly 3:12 a.m. I remember clearly, because I never gave that number to anyone. Margaret had told me it was barely used. I picked it up. All I heard was silence. No, not silence. There was something, like wind being choked through a cloth. Then a raspy voice, very faint, spoke one sentence: "Don't let her lock the door again." I hung up, sat bolt upright. My whole body went cold. The next morning, I asked Margaret. She just shook her head. "Old line, probably some interference." I nodded, but part of me didn't buy it. 3 nights later, I fell asleep reading. Woke up to a soft beep. Voicemail recorded. I checked the machine. New voicemail. 3:12 a.m. No number. I hit play. It was short. Shuffling footsteps. Then a soft child's sob, not an adult's. A little girl's voice. I told her I didn't want to sleep there again, but she said I had to. She locked the door. She said I was making it up, but the man in the wall keeps talking, keeps saying my name. I bolted upright, turned the machine off, called the phone company to trace the call. They found nothing. I didn't tell Margaret, but from that night on, every night at 3:12 a.m., a new voicemail appeared. Always the same girl's voice, always broken, whispered phrases. He says she can't hear him, but I can. He says I'll be quiet soon. He said I should leave my body behind. He's behind the dresser now. I started recording each voicemail. Some were heavily distorted. Some sounded like they came from underground. But they always ended with the same thing. 3 slow knocks. I decided to check the locked room. One night while Margaret was out, I found the spare key. The room was dark, smelled of damp and peeling paint. A small bed, a desk, and next to the outlet, an old cassette recorder. On the wall, written in red crayon, messy and jagged: "Tell someone, or it'll never stop." I pressed play on the recorder. Nothing, just wind hissing through tape. I was about to leave when I heard a noise behind the wooden dresser. I stepped closer, pulled it slightly aside. Behind it, a small hole in the wall, a pitch-black opening, just large enough for someone to whisper through. I leaned in. Silence. Then suddenly, a blood-curdling scream right in my ear. She never listened. I fell back, hit the edge of the desk, cut my arm. When I stood up, the cassette recorder switched on by itself, and a new message played from its speaker. She said I was making it up. She turned off the phone. "But now, you answered. That means I can talk again." I left the house that day. No words. Left everything behind. But every night since, at exactly 3:12 a.m., my phone buzzes. No number. No voice. Just a new voicemail. Always blank. Always exactly 1 minute and 13 seconds long. I don't listen, but my girlfriend says, sometimes, in the middle of the night, while I'm sleeping, she hears me talking, in a hoarse voice, the same voice from the tapes. Story 4. My final message. 3 years ago, I lived alone in a small studio apartment in New Jersey. No family, no friends, freelance work piling up. I used to think I was fine. But the truth is, in 2022, I seriously considered ending everything. I didn't do it, but it feels like somewhere else I did. I got a new phone midway through last year. While restoring my data, I noticed a strange number under saved messages. No name, no sender info, just a voice message, 17 seconds long. The note attached read, "Me, final." I figured it was a glitch, but when I hit play, it was my voice, no mistaking it. If someone's hearing this, that means I'm gone. Don't let anyone tell you pain is temporary. They don't live in my head. I'll leave the door open. If something comes, let it take what's left. I felt a chill down my spine. Checked the file's metadata. Created on November 2nd, 2022. Thing is, that was exactly the date I had planned to do it, and I never recorded that message. I tried deleting the file. It disappeared. But the next night, at exactly 2:47 a.m., I received a new voicemail. No number. When I played it, it was still my voice, but worn down, bitter, rougher. You can't delete it. I sent it. From where I'm lying, I'm still here, in that dark place. When you sleep, I'm awake. When you're quiet, I scream. When you live, I starve. After that, my phone started auto-sending voice clips to random contacts. Friends started calling me back, confused. What did you just send me? Why did you say, I'm not fully dead yet? Are you okay? I checked my send logs. Empty. No messages recorded. I pulled the SIM, switched phones, wiped everything. But one night, I woke up at 2:47 a.m. No alarm, no noise. Just a voice memo playing on speaker. Even though my phone was powered off, it was me, whispering, right beside my ear. We're switching shifts. Now, it's your turn to lie still. Story 5. The woman who never stopped calling. I worked in a customer service call center. Big company, 24/7 tech support. Every employee had a personal call ID code for quality monitoring. I used to think the scariest thing at 2 a.m. was a furious customer. I was wrong. The call came in on a Sunday night, just before the end of my shift. Caller ID showed a repeating number, 666-666-0666. I chuckled, assuming it was a prank. I picked up. Hi there, this is tech support. She cut me off. A woman's voice. No greeting. No request. Just a whisper. It took me forever to find the right person. I paused. I'm sorry. What do you need help with? Nothing. I just wanted to know, when was the last time you cried? I hesitated. This is a tech line. If you don't have an issue, you don't remember. But I do. You cried when you saw her lying there, covered in blood. But you didn't call anyone. You didn't help. You turned away, and I didn't. I ended the call, but the system wouldn't close it. The screen showed an error. Call still active, recording code 000. I shut down the terminal, but my headset stayed live, transmitting dragging noises across stone, then fingernails scraping glass. The next day, management asked about a 43-minute blank call from my station. I told them it was a glitch. They sent me the file. I played it. First 43 minutes, total silence. But in the 44th minute, her voice came back. Not whispering this time, clear. You think you can ignore me? I'm calling from the basement where she died, and every night, I'll call again until you answer, and I step out of the speakerphone. I quit, tossed the headset, cut the internet. But last night, while I was asleep, my phone buzzed. Only one thing on the screen. You ignored the last ring. This time, I'll knock.